I'm Big Mike with Big Guy Treadmill Reviews and Bikes.
Action.
And bikes. Treadmill. And bikes. Treadmill. And bikes. Hi, this is Big Mike with Big Guy Treadmill Reviews and Bikes. So today we're going to do the Schwinn 290 Recumbent bike. So this is actually replacing the Schwinn 270p, which was one of their more popular models. It is a bit of a Dick's Sporting Goods special in a lot of ways. Very low to the ground. So for a tall person, the very first thing that I notice is that I'm going to have to get down and haunch it down a little bit to get in here. Interesting things just to note right away. We do have a very simple console. It does have Bluetooth capability. They do have a thing, it's called Journey. That's the Bowflex, because Bowflex actually owns Schwinn. It's Bowflex's subscription-based platform. Okay, so one of the first things that I like to look for would be foot pedals, right? These foot pedals are the pressure ones where you actually have to push them into these little notches. They are really, really hard to push in. This is something that if people have big feet or they wear big shoes, a lot of our elderly community will actually write in and ask about foot pedals and how easy it is to get your feet in and out and adjustability, tightening them down. This is not an easy pedal to adjust. I noticed that right away, right when we rolled it out here. Moving it, not too bad. It has a handle on the back. It moves fairly well. It does have a step through, but the step through is at an angle, which is kind of strange. You have to turn your foot sideways. Be careful, get your foot back straight. Don't roll your ankle. I know that sounds absurd to some people, but that absolutely is something that I could see happening if you're not paying attention getting on this bike. Sitting down right away, my very first thing that I think is, again, very, very low to the ground. The other one that I'm noticing right off the bat is that this is as far back as I can get it. Wow, that is actually really interesting. It does not go back very far. It does have a pressure sensitive, so it does have what they call an infinite adjust where I can actually press down anywhere I want and stop it. But it does not go back very far. So you'll see here, this is super uncomfortable for me. No, yeah, my legs should go out probably another inch or two. My knee is still really bent here. I'm not getting, you don't want to lock out with your extension, but this is not enough. So you'll get a little bit of a minimal amount of me pedaling here because this feels really, really weird. It's like I'm pulling back with my calves because I'm not able to get the proper rotation. Something I noticed right away is that all of this is shaking. Probably a very, very thin frame. Interesting. The seat, however, it is a flat seat. It has a little bit of a lift in the middle. Fairly comfortable for what it is. The back is not that comfortable, but at least it's not digging in on my sides. It's just a fixed back. So that's something to also remember when we talk about these bikes, when we talk about adjustability and comfort, right? Fairly comfortable seat. It's plush. It's not that wide, and I'm not super wide when it comes to my rear, but the back isn't adjustable here. It's a fixed angle. So if you don't like this angle, you don't like this bike. If you order this online and you don't know you don't like the angle, you're going to have to be aware of the return policy and all of the language that goes with it. Are there any fees for returning? Another thing that's interesting here, 2 years on parts, 90 days labor. I mean, I'm no mathematician, but that means after 3 months, if this thing breaks, it's all on you to fix financially. And I'll tell you right now, parts on this bike, being that this is a relatively inexpensive bike, are cheap. The labor will kill you. It will absolutely kill you. You know, like I said, it's a very long bike. It's almost 67 inches long, so it's not going to fit in a compact space. I see a very cheap handle here, but I mean, it does have handles to help you up and down. Again, I'm hitting my heel on here. I've left dirt marks all over it already, just because that is a very strange angle for the step through. It's super low to the ground. This is their replacement for the 270. This is, I suppose, what you would consider a very high quality Schwinn. It's made to fit a budget. That's my initial opinion of it. And let's go through how the resistance feels, because we already know that it's not long enough for me, so that shouldn't be an issue. I'm just hitting start. I'm going through manually. It feels like it's slipping. You'd have to actually feel feeling to understand what I'm saying, but it's coming around and it kind of feels like it's slipping around. It doesn't feel smooth with no real resistance. Let's go here and go to 5. Okay. Feels a little bit better. It is a smooth resistance in that sense. Again, be aware of the 90 days on labor, because a servo motor is a very common recumbent bike issue to see. If we were to see an issue with the magnet or the resistance, that service alone in labor will cost anywhere from $300 to $400 typically. So keep that in mind with what you're paying for this bike. This thing breaks for resistance, and you may as well almost buy a new bike in that sense. However, when I'm up at 5, it's not bad. It actually feels smoother at 5. When I go to 1, I don't know if you can see it, but it's very slippy. It's very loose feeling. It's like almost too loose. But again, for ease of use, can't get any easier, right? You have start and stop. We've got resistance all the way up to 25, right? I only went to 5. We don't need to crank it up. You have some very minor programs. You have some volume and things of that nature. It does ding, which is, I could do without that when you turn it on, but you have some speakers and everything like that here. I can see some merit in the simplicity here. I do like that aspect. So if you were looking for simple, it will work very simply. So again, thank you for watching my video. If you have any other questions, feel free to write us. Look at our website, get all of that stuff off of our spec matrix, because we're going to put some very interesting things in there that don't always get put in there from the big companies, right? Schwinn's a huge company. They're owned by Bowflex. Like and subscribe. Helps us out. We appreciate it. And in reality, it's a very simple thing to do. So smash the like button, whatever it is that they like to say. I'm Big Mike with Big Guy Treadmill Reviews and Bikes. Thank you for choosing us for your shopping. Comment below saying I subscribed, and we will do our best to reply to every comment.